What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where I, Graham G.S. Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network, and today we're talking the March 8th, 2021 edition of Raw Talk, not being hosted by Charlie Caruso, but rather by newcomer Kevin Patrick and R-Truth, who is remaining as the co-host alongside Kevin Patrick. So, if that name doesn't sound familiar, you're not alone. WWE made the announcement Monday afternoon that Kevin Patrick would be taking over not only Raw Talk in Charlie Caruso's spot, but also as the Raw correspondent instead of Charlie Caruso, and as the new play-by-play commentator for Main Event on Thursdays, whatever, on Hulu. So, Charlie wasn't doing that. I think that was originally being done by Tom Phillips, I believe, and Byron Saxton. So now it's going to be Kevin Patrick. So yeah, Kevin's taking over for Charlie. And the way they made it seem wasn't like, oh, for this week only. Like, it was a full-on press release about this guy coming to WWE. Apparently he's from CNN International. He's done sports stuff. I don't know if he's still doing that stuff in addition to WWE. I would assume so. I believe he's Irish because he sounds like Finn Balor. He sounds like Jordan Devlin in there, and he's got a great accent. You saw him if you watched Raw last night. He was backstage interviewing AJ Styles. He was involved with him a few times. So if you watched Raw, you already know what he looks like. He's on Raw Talk now. I don't know what the status is of Charlie Caruso. I've been trying to figure out since last night or since yesterday. She hasn't commented on any of this. Her name on Twitter isn't Charlie Caruso, although I don't think it ever was. It might have always been her full real name just because she's on ESPN2 under her real name, I believe, on First Take alongside Stephen A. Smith. So, listen, Charlie is not terrible. I hate her in the role of the host of this show, though. I have said week in and week out now for 9 months that she and R-Truth are just not a great pairing at all. She sucks as the host of this show. She's not awful. I think as an interviewer, she's okay. But as the host of Raw Talk, it's never that good of a show because she always... I was going to say they always get off track, but Kevin did here as well, and he was dancing with New Day, although that was entertaining. I don't know. I'm just not a big Charlie Caruso fan, so I would be lying if I sat here and said, oh, I'm going to miss Charlie. I think this is a great opportunity to see how someone new does in that role. Now, I was skeptical when I still saw R-Truth here on the show, just because he is a big reason why the show always goes off the rails. And he's entertaining, but some of these promos and what they talk about never really go anywhere because he's always goofing around. And he goofed around here too, but I thought this was one of the better episodes of Raw Talk in a while. And not just because of the Peyton Royce stuff, which we'll get to, but I thought he did well because some people can do the interviewing stuff, but they're not great in the host role. Like Caleb Braxton, I think, is a very good example of someone who can do well as an interviewer, but also do great as a host. And I think the bump had a lot to do with that because she's been doing that for a while. Charlie, I think, is a good interviewer. As a host, though, she's not good at all. I don't know why, but she's just not good at it. They had Sarah Schreiber, for example. She's, I think, a pretty good interviewer. She's not good as a host. She tried. I appreciated the attempt, the effort, but it wasn't there. I thought Kevin did a very good job for his first day on the job here on Raw Talk. I thought he did a damn good job here. So they introduce him. He calls Alexa Bliss and what she tried to do to Randy Orton on Raw this week sadistic. They're doing the same old formula where they recap Raw for like the first 5 to 7 minutes of the show. Like, who cares? We literally just watched it. I do not need to see it again. They talked about the Orton-Alexa Bliss thing and AJ beating Orton because of the Bliss distraction. They talk about Bobby Lashley as the WWE champion, dominating The Miz in pretty quick fashion again on Raw this week. They talk about Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, the no DQ match that they had. Again, a lot of just filler shit. You could skip right over that. The first guests they have here on the show are the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, who introduced themselves to Kevin Patrick. And Xavier was like, I haven't met a new person in a year, so it's really nice to meet a new person. And they give him a warm welcome. They kind of initiate him, but Patrick really takes it in stride here. And he could have been really awkward about it, but I thought he actually had great chemistry with these guys. They talk about Kingston's bunny hop on Raw when he took Riddle's scooter. Again, just shit, who cares? But I thought them talking about it was fun, even though what they were actually talking about wasn't really anything overly special. They do preview next week's Raw Tag Team title match, which will see the New Day contend for the titles against the Hurt Business's Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. And Woods said that they already had the title shot before he even faced Shelton on Raw this week. Beating Shelton gave him a momentum boost. And the New Day give Patrick a round of applause after he does the hip swivel thing that the New Day typically does, and they approve. They give him a round of applause. So, again, they didn't really say anything of note, but New Day are always entertaining, and I thought that was cool. The next guest they had on was Peyton Royce. Now, this has been the talk of Twitter now for the last day, since this aired after Raw on Monday. You know, she was like, listen, Jake, or why do I want to say Jake Patrick? Is that like the name of a wrestler or something? Or Jake St. Patrick. That's the name of the wrestler on Dark on AEW. No, his name is Kevin Patrick. So she tells Kevin, listen, just sit there, don't say anything. And she was nice about it, but like, sit there, don't say anything, and just look like you, because I'm going to take the floor here. And she did. She took the mic. She spoke. It was like a work shoot promo. Because a lot of what she was saying, I'm sure, was the truth. But she kind of played it off as if it was in character. She mentioned that she was frustrated, that she's been quiet, but closed mouths don't get paid. That's what she said. She wants the spot that opened up because of Asuka getting injured. And Asuka getting injured sucks, she says. It sucks that she got hurt. But that means a new spot has opened up. She wants that spot. Enough with the same old with Charlotte Flair and the same old fucking people in the picture. She says, and she tweeted this out on Tuesday morning, that her potential haunts her. And she said, stop wasting my time and give me Asuka. Which I thought was great. This is probably the best Peyton Royce promo I've ever heard. And I was going to say I haven't heard many promos from her. Technically, I have as part of the Iconics. But, you know, the thing is, people arguing, oh, they should have never split up the Iconics. They were never that good to begin with. Like, they have good chemistry, obviously. They're best friends. They were entertaining for a time. It just got to a point where they were just so incredibly annoying. And I know the tag team division needs more teams. They've done everything they can do. They've already won the tag titles. They faced all the teams. I don't give a shit about the Iconics. I really don't. So, I don't know. I'm just glad they moved on from that. But they shouldn't be wasting Peyton Royce on Raw. They're doing more with Billie Kay on SmackDown than they are fucking Peyton Royce on Raw. How much sense does that make? And really, I think Peyton Royce should have been the one to go to SmackDown and not Billie Kay, but whatever. So I'm glad she cut this promo. She's got a lot of people talking. Whether they'll actually do anything with this is another question. That's the thing, like, people cut these great promos on Talking Smack and Raw Talk, and sometimes they go somewhere. A lot of the times, though, they don't. They just get forgotten about because it's on some random network show that nobody watches. So, that's annoying. But I hope they follow up on it. I'm not going to shit on this before they have a potential to follow up. I thought the promo itself was great. I'm not shitting on the promo. I'm just shitting on the fact there might not be any follow-up, which there typically isn't. So, we'll see where it goes. But anyway, Matt Riddle was the last guest on here. He said he can't wait for his first championship defense next week on Raw when he faces Mustafa Ali. And he says that Ali is the perfect opponent, just because they can go in there, have a great match, and he wants to shut Ali up. And the numbers game, it's not exactly, he doesn't exactly have the advantage there. But he's going to retain nonetheless, remain the United States champion. He was smiling a lot all the time in UFC. People thought he did that because he was cocky. No, he did that because he was happy and he loves the spirit of competition, and he always gives it his all. And he also said before they went off the air here that he wants the team with R-Truth. I guess he's a big R-Truth fan. They kind of go back and forth about that for a little bit and how much he desperately wants to team up with Truth. So maybe at some point we'll get that. I don't think that would be too bad. The whole goofy Riddle character doesn't do anything for me. But him and Truth could be interesting. And Riddle, regardless of what you think of the guy, he always has great matches. And he has every single week since he's come to the main roster. And the Ali match hopefully should be no different. Their match last week was like fucking 3 minutes. But if they're allowed to go in there and have a real, genuine, competitive match, it should be a lot of fun because Ali is awesome as well. So anyway, I thought this was a good Raw talk. I thought this was a solid debut for Kevin Patrick as the new host in place of Charlie Caruso. I'm definitely in the minority of people who is actually in favor of the move. I just thought Charlie, she's just not good. Not that Kevin's amazing, but she just gets off track real easily, and she sounds like she's just rehearsed to hell. Kevin was in there looking like he was enjoying himself, and he didn't give a shit about having a team name with R-Truth. He doesn't care about that shit. He was more, he kept things on track, referenced the important points and stuff like that, and I thought it was a good episode overall. So if this was a sign of things to come, I'm looking forward to seeing what Raw Talk can produce in the weeks and months to come. So check that out on the WWE Network. Those are my thoughts in the March 8th, 2021 edition of Raw Talk. Be sure to like this video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. We surpassed 5,000 subscribers a little over a week ago, so let's keep going here on the road to 6,000. I would greatly appreciate that. Be sure to hit the bell button as well to be notified every time a new video goes up. Have a great week, guys, and cheap plug, we are having an NXT exclusive interview going up here on the channel tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoonish, so subscribe for that. You're not going to want to miss it. And then hashtag AskGSM episode 370 or 371 or whatever it is. Or 370, what is the 380? Something like that. I don't know. I forgot what episode it is, but that episode is going up tomorrow as well. So plenty of content coming here to the channel, including more exclusive interviews. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Have an awesome week, guys. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.